Come on. I got the ball, the club. We're gonna have some fun. Come on. Come on. Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. We're starting it way up here. Yeah, we're gonna start with call your shot. Yeah, tour players were really good. I'm gonna show you how good. I'm gonna call my shot all the way back into the studio. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hit it from here over to the studio, bounce in the front door, one bounce off of Max Q's door, down the hallway into the control room. I'm gonna bank it off the big fish, roll it into the studio, into the hole. That's how we're gonna start. Here we go, I've called it. Let's see if I can do it. So I'm setting up. There's the front door way over there. Here we go, right in the front door. All right, it's right on line. Keep going, baby, get in the front door. Four. Yes, we did it. We called our shot. We did it from all the way over there. It's the Golf Kingdom. We got a great show for you. We're going to call some more stuff out to help your game. Let's bring in our blueprint right here. As always, our Build It segment starts off the show. Then Keep It Simple, Strano, where I give you something simple to help your game. And Pop Culture, we're going with the Fugitive. Yes, one-arm things that'll help your game. Then it's going to be the XPutt technology in our putting service announcement, our PSA, and Strategy, where I'm going to talk about, do you really know what you're doing at your home course? And as always, we're going to close with a time to rise. Are you ready? Because it's time to build here in the Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to the #1 golf variety show in the world, the Golf Kingdom. Are you ready to build your game? Here's your host, Rob Strano.
Come on in, it's time to build, and it's time to start working on your game here in the Golf Kingdom. And as always, I got my hard hat, my tool belt on, we got our little short club, and we're gonna start off in our Build It segment with some technology. I've got the Hack motion sensor on that's measuring how my hand moves. We're gonna talk about the dials of your golf swing. If you can remember the old radios in the car, you'd turn the dials and bang, there was the station you wanted. Maybe you went too far, too short, you dial it in. Let's talk about how do you dial in what your hands do and what your feet do in the golf swing. Let's start with the lead hand. So for me being a right-hand player, my lead hand is my left hand. We're going to talk about the lead hand grip. And let's come on over here to the 16 screen because I've got the Hack motion sensor up. And you can see as I move my hand around, these numbers right here are changing and flipping all over the place. Now the question is, this dial you've got that you turn and do this with, when you put your hand on the club, do you do something to mess it up? Let's check it out. So here's my little club. So if I take a weak grip on the club, which means my lead thumb is right down the top, like 12 o'clock, and I can't see any knuckles on this hand, let's look at what this does to the range of motion. So I'm gonna turn this way. I'm gonna try to cock my wrist as much as I can. I can only get 31 or 32 and 43. There we go, 32, 43 out of that motion. And if I twist it, okay, twist it this way, boy, I get 72, 74 degrees of movement there. So I can get lots of twist there, 70, well, I'm a little bit less there. I was getting into the 70s, there we go, 75 and 30. So I can get lots of twist, but boy, it's hard to cock my wrists from there. Now, let's go to neutral. I'm gonna take this thumb over to 130, okay? I'm gonna look at my wrist cock numbers and whoa, I can get a lot more wrist cock there up into the 60 and 51 number. How much twist can I get? Okay, I can get that thing twisted around right about that 70 degree mark again, but I'm down in the low 20s there. So my wrist rotation number is not as big there. Now if I go really strong, I go here with it. So now you can see I start off at 60 degrees here, so I can rotate it to 75 again, but I'm starting with a strong grip. So I'm starting at 60, so my rotation number is only about 15 degrees. So I can't turn it a lot. So that's why this neutral grip right in here is super key. I can get the right amount of wrist turn. So I start off here in the mid 50s and to get to 74, okay, right in there. But I can also get lots of wrist cock there up to 56. So this is optimal dial right here. We never want to be too weak. Once again, I get too weak, I start off, what do I start off here? At 47 to 74. That's a lot of twist. On the downswing, I got to get that twist out. So that's one dial we got to control. We got to understand how we grip it is key. Now, second dial, we're going to put the little club down here. I'm going to grab another stick. Second dial are my feet. So when I set up, I've got this stick here. So my feet would be perpendicular to the stick, okay? That would be if I'm really flexible. So to go to an inflexible position, if I pigeon toe my feet, I put myself in an inflexible place. I can't turn my hips very far. So if you see pigeon toed in, my hips only turn that far. That stick is barely moving. Now, if I come back to neutral with my feet, I'll get a little more hip turn. See that? More hip turn. Now, most of us, especially on the men's side or some of the more inflexible ladies, we have to have the feet turned out, which unlock the hips and knees and gives me more ability to turn. So I put the stick on my hips here. Now the feet are turned out. Now I can get the stick almost pointed to the camera right there. So you can see feet out. This dial affects hip rotation, and I can get hip turn. Hip turn allows me to get more shoulder turn and more power when I go back. So these little dials we've got, the lead hand, how we grip it, the feet, how we position them, affect how the club moves with this hand, and this affects how the body moves. If you're looking for the correct hand action and the correct turn, get these pieces right, test them out, and see what works best for you. Peekaboo, that's right, peekaboo. It's the KISS segment, keep it simple, Strano. Mwah. Yeah, something simple to help your game, and we're gonna talk about peekaboo. One of the things we see out of you in putting is you're always peeking when you hit the putt. You're hitting the putt and you're peeking and looking early. So here's a question for you. If you're a peeker, so got the yellow ball here, a peek would be before I hit it, I'm always looking and seeing where it's going, and that miss to the left. How do you stop the peekaboo? I've seen players try forever to stop from looking before they hit it. I got a different idea on this, a way different idea on the peekaboo. What if you just go ahead and pre-peek? Yes, how simple is that? Pre-peek, so you're already looking. Lots of players on tour have done this, most notably recently, Jordan Spieth. He would look at the hole in short putts when he'd have them. So let's decide to pre-peek. If you cannot find a way to keep your head still when you hit a short putt and just keep looking down at it, let's just pre-peek. So you're going to set up, get the putter in there, make sure you're aimed good, get your alignment good, get your setup good, and when you look, the last look, you're going to keep looking at the hole, you're going to pre-peek and hit it. Look, that went right in the middle. So kind of reverse engineering the peeking. If you're always coming through and your eyes are wanting to see what's happening, we'll eliminate that problem by pre-peeking. So bringing a ball back over here, I'm going to hit a little longer putt here, just kind of across the set at the Odyssey bag. So I'm going to get set up. If I'm worried about peeking and looking before I hit it, I'm just going to pre-peek. I'm going to set, get my aim, look at that golf bag over there, and just roll the ball over to the bag. Look, that eliminates peeking. I can't look. I can't peek because you know what? I've already pre-peeked. So keep it simple, Strano. The KISS segment, yeah. Peekaboo, we're going to eliminate the peekaboo putt, get your head under control, and probably help you make more putts because you're not focused on not looking every time. Okay, pop culture time. You know I love my movie lines, my song lyrics, my catchphrases, and we're just going to go full movie today, not just the movie line, a full movie. We're going to talk about how can The Fugitive, yeah, that great Harrison Ford movie, how can that help your golf game? And one thing I always say is tour players, we can do weird things with this golf club. They kind of freak everybody out. They're like, oh my gosh, how did he do that? Well, some of it we practice and some of it we can just do because we're really good players. So if we can do it because we're good players, maybe you should do it too. Maybe you should try it. Maybe you should practice it. So The Fugitive, the one-armed man killed his wife, right? Well, we're going to go one-armed man to help your golf game. So wide view here is what we want. So real wide, I want you to practice this. First without a club and then with a club. So put your hand behind your back. Take the club in your lead hand. I want you to practice one-armed control swings. Just nice and short control swings. See, my body's still moving, but I'm moving my lead arm back and through. This is going to do two things. It's going to teach you to control the stick. It's going to strengthen this lead arm. It's your lead arm. It's got to be strong and in control. It's amazing. You give someone this little one-hand swing and they swing the club back and they can't support it. these golf muscles have got to be strong. So we're going to strengthen your golf muscles. Just put your hand behind your back, grip it. Just start off small, and just as you get better and stronger, you can go full swing. I can hit it pretty good with my lead arm only. Now I'm a right-handed human being, so doing it with my right hand is easier. So I'm going to take my grip, then take my lead hand off, put it back here. So my right hand, my trail hand is in the right spot. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Small little swings right here, boom, back and through, and just feel the club swing. So now when you can hit balls good with either arm, now you marry them together, and hopefully we've made a change to your game that improves it. So the fugitive, the one-arm swings, do that to help your game. Now, coming up in the Golf Kingdom, guess what? We're coming over here. We got the X-Putt technology wired in. It's going to be a putting service announcement where we use some data to help your putting. So stay tuned because we'll be back faster than one swing and one putt here in the Golf Kingdom.
Look, I don't want to get into too much technical detail, but Maverick was made using artificial intelligence. It has completely optimized distance in such a way.
It's got these jailbreak bars!
Aerodynamic head shape reduces drag, increases speed. Nobel Prize? Maybe.
Powerful supercomputer has found a way to...
So you know about the triaxial carbon crown, right? Anyways, it just hits bombs.
Welcome back to the Golf Kingdom, and it's time for our putting service announcement. Yes, a PSA to help you putt better. And we've got our X-Putt technology up here. We're going to look at some data on the stroke and some stuff that you need to understand you need to do to putt well. Now, we've got a low view and a high view here, and we're just going to go to the low view real quick. I just want you to watch. We got a little 10-footer here. Green speeds are good. From the low view, I'm just going to kind of hit just a normal 10-foot putt straight ahead, rolling right at the hole. Boom, right in there. Attaboy, right off the bat. So we're going to look at a couple bits of information here. So my putter path was right 1.9 degrees. My impact angle was right 0.4. My speed was 4.5. Launch direction 0.5, which means at a degree at 10 feet I would miss, but I was half a degree, so that would not miss going into the hole. So my face was open a half a degree. My path was 1.9 in to out. So all your great putters have always been in to out, hitting kind of putts, maybe you might call them hooks. You know, Ben Crenshaw was a notorious hooker of the putter is what it looked like, but not really. We don't really hook putts. But it's that in to out path with a little bit of closed face that all your great putters have done. They've never gone outside and cut across it. So come back down to low angle here. So an outside cut across stroke would be one that looks like it goes out back this way and then releases left. The putter always kind of wants to release as it comes through. So if I'm not careful, I'll hit this one where I'll go outside, release it left. And now look at the monitor. Whoa, I missed way left on that one. So my putter path was left 8.4 and my impact angle was left 7.1. So a ton of face closed, path out to in, cutting across. Remember, the putter always wants to release and swing. So we're not going to let that thing kind of cut out to the right. We're going to release it and miss badly left. This is for you that maybe miss left and then start aiming farther right, and your friends are looking at you going, where in the world are you aiming this, buddy? Well, that's because you're taking it too straight back or you're cutting across. A simple thing to practice is this. Come back to the low view. Simple thing. I want to feel like as I hit it, I'm hitting hooks. They look like this. That's an exaggerated look at it. But if I put the ball kind of in the heel of my putter and then try to hit it in the sweet spot, I'll definitely hit some sort of a hook-looking putt. Look at this. The ball's rolling right back at it again. Boom, right in the middle again. But look at my numbers. Impact angle, 0.1. 1.4 out to the right. That was that little hook-looking stroke. So as you work on your putting, try to think about hitting an inside-out hook. You'll get numbers that look closer to these zeros, and you'll find you'll stop hitting these putts that go way offline, start hitting the middle face, and make more putts. Okay, it's time for strategy. We're going to talk about golf strategy to help your game. Remember, without a plan, there is no attack. Without attack, there is no victory. We've got to have victory on the golf course. Remember, we want to win all that skin money. So let's look at an image here. So we're going to come to the 60-inch. We've got an image coming up, and This is my home golf course where my academy is. My academy is located right there on the practice area. Now, the question I have for you is this. If that's your home course, do you know where the prevailing wind is? By prevailing, I mean the wind that blows most of the time. You're standing there, 9 out of 10 days, and the wind blows one direction. That's an interesting question. You should know, because if you look at this golf course, it goes here, it comes around this way, it goes that way, it goes there, it comes back here, it comes down here, it goes that way, and it goes that way. It's got all kinds of twists and turns. But when I warm up, I'm hitting balls going from here to here. Now the first hole goes from here to there. Second hole goes from here to there. Third hole from here to there. 4, 5. If I know where the wind is, especially the prevailing wind, I can figure it out. So our prevailing wind at Kelly Plantation is a southeasterly wind right here. It blows right straight down the 9th fairway, diagonal across the practice area. If I know that, I know 1 is downwind, 2 is into the wind. 18 and 17 tend to play dead downwind. I'm going to play 5 and 6 into the wind. All these holes that go this way are going to be crosswind. If you do that, you won't be confused when you get in the trees wondering what's going to happen to the ball when it gets up into the air. Because what you may feel at the ground isn't what it's doing up there. Know your prevailing wind, and you won't be confused by the winds on the golf course. Okay, we're going to go health, wellness, and fitness and visit our friends at Cryo 850. Yes, they've got some great treatment programs there to help you feel better or maybe do some injury treatment. Last time we were there with our friend Amy Milligan, we were in the cryo chamber, yet negative 150 degrees. Today, we're going to talk about some localized therapy as we try to connect with her there at the store. So Amy, where are we here? We're going to connect with her, talk localized treatment at Cryo 850. There we go. Amy, take it away.
Hey Rob, thanks for having us back on Golf Kingdom. We're back at Cryo 850 in City Market, Destin. Last time we were with you guys, we were talking about the Emerald Coast Igloo, which is whole body cryotherapy. The point of that being vasoconstriction and then that subsequent flush of vasodilation to all of your body. When you go through the vasodilation process, the warm-up process after whole body cryo, part of that process is your capillaries open up by about 400%. So with that, in tandem with the Igloo, we like to come over here to localize cryo and try to take advantage of those open capillaries so we can really penetrate that area of inflammation. When you use localize on its own, kind of like a cold pack on steroids, when you use the localize in tandem with the whole body cryo chamber, now you're talking about extreme penetration, literally 400 times more penetration into that inflamed area. So Robert here is a distance runner and a golfer. So we're working on his knee today, which is a little extra inflamed. When you're talking about the golf course, shoulders, elbows, knees, lower back, hip joints, we can work on any of those areas to just give a little extra love to the areas that are bothering you more. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, and we'll take it back to you in the studio, Rob.
Wow, that's awesome. Did you hear what she said? Using localized after using the cryo chamber is a 400% increase in the treatment protocol and make you feel better. I like how she said it was like an ice pack on steroids. Now, one of her clients is a guy named Alan Turner. He's a triathlete. He's done all those crazy things. Let's see what Alan has to say about this.
Hi, my name's Alan Turner. I'm at Cryo 850 right now. And the reason I've come here is I had a large complex meniscus tear on my right knee on both sides and what they call potholes in the meniscus, and I had an operation, and I was recovering to a certain point and then plateaued, and really wasn't getting any better. The knee was swollen. It was still painful to walk on and difficult to do other tasks. And I found out about Cryo 850. I came in, and I used to be a trainer, and I remember when we used to talk about ice heat, 3-minute increments 7 times. It sort of creates a little heartbeat around there, and that's sort of what they do here for me. They get the bad toxins out, they reduce the amount of swelling, and give my knee a chance to heal. The ice heat is very intense. I believe in the center over here, in the treatment center, it goes down to about minus 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you go into a sauna, and then you use this equipment over here, which even freezes the knee more. And then I let it heat up a little bit with a sauna and some other devices they have here to try to create that pulse of hot, code, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. So that's really what it's all about, and getting super results. I'm out of my plateauing. I'm able to walk much better now and faster. I might not even have to have a knee replacement. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes, but right now I'm really encouraged. Have a great day.
That's some great stuff from Alan. Be sure to jump out there to cryo850.com to see everything they do. Now stay tuned. We got more awesome stuff coming back here in the Golf Kingdom. Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day.
Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's Pro Pointer.
Alexa, stop. If you want more pro pointers from me via your Amazon-enabled skill at the Golf Kingdom, be sure to go there and enable it. Every day I give you a new tip free with your Amazon-enabled device. So enable the Golf Kingdom and you'll get a tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. Okay, it's another KISS segment. Yes, keep it simple, Strano. And this is going to be really simple for those of you that struggle with a low backswing where your arms are too much around you and you're struggling to get the club working more up and down. Super simple way to do it. And it kind of sticks with the KISS theme. Yeah, simply I want you to keep your head still as you swing back and kiss your bicep. So your lead arm is your left arm. I'm going to try to keep my head still, and I'm going to take my left arm, my lead arm, and bring it right up to my lips. Mwah. Kiss it right there. Look, my arms are up. So arms are low. I can't kiss that arm. I get this arm coming up to my mouth. Mwah. I can kiss it. It looks like this. Mwah. This would be wrong if I move my head to my arm. Keep your head still. Bring this up to your mouth right here. Mwah. That'll help you get rid of that low swing right here. So boom, right there. And now the club will work up better and you'll have more room to get it down. And this has been a super simple KISS segment to help your backswing. Well, we're about to have a super epic equipment segment here because we're going to talk about the Callaway Epic Driver and how this thing is built. And you can always go to the websites for these companies and see the specifics about these clubs. But here's 3 images specific about this driver to help you understand what goes on. So image number 1 is going to talk about the Jailbreak AI speed frame here. So you can see it gives more vertical stiffness to the face. So inside this face is this speed frame, which gives this club more vertical stability. Now, next picture, you're going to see the aerodynamics of the club and how the air moves around this club. It looks like an airplane wing, not like a traditional driver that we grew up with, like a wooden chunk. You can see how the aerodynamics of this club help it move through the air faster, which gives you more distance. Now, the last piece is about the chunks of the construction. So look at this picture. So you got the carbon fiber head and the carbon fiber toe. So this, instead of a titanium crown, gives you a lighter overall club head by like 16 grams. The carbon fiber in the toe gives the club a little draw bias, which will help eliminate some of those slice in the swings you take with your driver. So all this stuff, all this R&D in this club, and this epic driver from Callaway helps you hit it farther and straighter. Be sure to get a Callaway fitting from a fitter near you, or go to CallawayGolf.com and find out more about these great clubs. One thing I always seem to be saying in a playing lesson is I've kind of seen everything on the golf course. I tell my players, you couldn't walk around with a golf ball on a golf course and put it somewhere where I haven't seen that shot, played that shot, or seen someone try to play that shot. So it's experience. It's what I call being golf smart. So there's a difference between being book smart and being golf smart. And that goes through life too. We call it common sense. We call it street smarts, kind of knowing the game of life, knowing the game of golf. So the book I've got in my hand is the PGA Tour Complete Book of Golf. It is the complete book of golf. Everything's in here. If you read this, it is complete. You don't need to do anything. You've got it. You know everything there is to know about golf because that's the complete book. No, it's not. You've got to go out and experience it. You've got to deal with it on the golf course. It's called being golf smart. When I grew up, I played golf all day, every day, 54 holes, 36 holes. I played and played and played. I love to play. I still love to play. I just don't get to do it very much. Same thing with your day-to-day life. Try to accumulate some street smarts. Try to accumulate some common sense. Don't just read a book about something. Go experience something. Go do something fun. Go to decide to go, you know what, I could go down that fork in the road, but you know what, I'm going to go down that fork in the road because it's a place where I know I'm going to learn something that's going to help me be a better person. So book smart, street smart, golf smart. In golf, get out there and play. You'll become golf smart. You'll learn how to compete. You know how to play and shoot good scores. In life, go out there and live it. Nothing's more of a bigger adventure than living life. Go do both and have some fun. Well, that was a super fast show. It was so fast, this club didn't even have a chance to grow up into a full club. Let's look at our strand notes and see what I want you to remember from the show. First thing we talked about was in our Pop Culture Fugitive segment. We talked about taking one-armed swings. Start off with practice swings, but then hit balls one arm to train each arm correctly to hit the ball. It's what tour players are able to do. Second thing was in our putting service announcement. I said, feel like you hook your putts to get rid of that cut stroke. Yeah, great putters come from hooking the putt, never from cutting it. And then the last thing we talked about was know your golf course. If you don't know where your prevailing wind is, figure it out. Figure out where it is when you're warming up on the range, and you'll know where it is on the golf course. Now, as always, jump out on social media, follow us out there on the Golf Kingdom, but more importantly, download the Golf Kingdom app. Yes, go to your app store, grab the app. All the shows are there. All the segments are there. There's a daily feed from me. You can get online lessons. There's a ton of stuff, even free offers there for discounts on golf equipment in the Golf Kingdom app in the App Store. And as always, if you have an Alexa-enabled device, ask Alexa to download the Golf Kingdom skill, and you'll get a free tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. Thanks for joining me here in another fast-paced, fun, awesome Golf Kingdom.